Amid the many systems, you see, he purposely is telling us something, many systems are the one. So those are the possibilities which can exist, Satchidananda. We don't know, but that's all right. Made by an interpreting creative joy. Those are made by, of course, by creative joy. Out of joy itself. Alone, our world stair, our Gopuram, our temple tower. Alone it point to our journey back out of our long self-loss in nature's deep. Our self-loss in nature's deep, our plunge into inconscience, our coming up from the void, out of our long loss, self-loss in nature's deep. Out of that, we are rising up. Alone that point means this world stair is a specific world stair meant for the evolutionary soul of the earth. It is in the context of evolution, made by an interpreting tree. So this evolutionary ladder is one of the expressions of the Supreme of Satchidananda. Made by an interpreting creative joy. Alone means this alone. There are no other ways. Means there is no evolution. There is no evolution in any other system. The one may have many systems, but this is the only place where evolution is there. In other places, there is no evolution at all, you see. They have their own creative, fixed kind of joy, you see. Made by an interpreting creative joy alone, it points us to our journeys back. Journey back, you see, he says, he uses the word back. In words, there was a plunge, there was our coming into this creation here, plunging into the void, and from the void rising up. That is the journey back, you see. Alone it points us our journey back out of our long self-loss. Self-loss, yes, we were there in the transcendent. Jivatman is there permanently, always there. But then we wanted to experience the joy of evolution. Therefore we came down here. Self-loss was there because of that. In nature's deep, planted on earth, it hosts it, all realms. Planted on earth. You see, again, this is entirely in the context of the earth. It is entirely in the context of the earth. It is the center of evolution. Earth was created to concentrate the effort of divine manifestation through the process of evolution. Planted on earth, it hosts in it all realms. The entire hierarchy is there as a part of the earth's existence. Earth was created in the inconscience. The parent of earth is inconscience. You see, one of the parents of the earth is inconscience. Planted on earth, it holds in it all realms. It is the brief compendium of the world. So this whole hierarchy is after all a small compendium, a compilation of many nodes and gatherings in one particular place, this earth. It is the brief compendium of the one. This was the goal, this was a single stair to being's goal. Now he makes it explicit. There is no other stair to being's goal except this world stair in the context of the earth, in the context of evolution. This was the single stair. You cannot climb through many systems of the one. There are many other systems, but you cannot climb to them. This is only one possible. In other words, there is a kind of uniqueness of this hierarchy in the context of the evolutionary process which is being carried out on earth. Evolutionary process which is being carried out. This was the single stair to being's goal. Being's goal. What is being's goal? Being's goal is not to go and reach Satchidananda. There is only one step. Being's goal is not just to reach Satchidananda. That is a necessary step. Being's goal is that all those things which are present in Satchidananda must come down in us, must manifest themselves here. That is the goal. The divine manifestation upon earth That is the goal. And if the divine manifestation upon earth has to take place, this hierarchy of worlds, this world stair, this evolution is a must. Single stair. That is what it is going to purpose. That is the purpose of the whole thing. A summary of the stages of the spirit. Yeah, well, the spirit has come down and therefore the earth. See, he is describing the ladder. We are seeing the double ladder, the downward descending ladder and the upward climbing ladder. Now, this is the description of the upward climbing. A summary of the stages of the spirit is copy of the cosmic hierarchy. Now, this hierarchy of worlds, this world stair, is nothing but something which has been built by the spirit. And it is the copy of the spirit's creation. That is what you see this as a world stair. Refashioned in our secret air of self, a subtle pattern of the universe. So, in the world, because the spirit has built up this double ladder, the translation of the double ladder in the context of the earth is what we see here as evolution. A summary of the stages of the spirit. Spirit has built up this hierarchy. Now, again, don't ask that question, how the spirit has built the hierarchy. He simply says the spirit has built, that's all. Now, by what mechanism, by what ingredients, what elements he had put there, of that no knowledge at the moment given, you see. The spirit has built this thing. Now, because the spirit has built up this hierarchy of the world, therefore it gets reflected in us. In fact, in even our own consciousness, there is the climbing of hierarchy of aspiration constantly going on. Refashioned in our secret air of self, a subtle pattern of the universe. So, you have got now in us the entire hierarchy built up here, starting from below, from feet to the head. If you go up like that, you really see world after world of this kind present in us, you see. It is replicated in us. Man is sort of built up on these elements of the spirit, you see. Therefore, it is within, below, without, above. It is within, below, without, above. The first foot is of course empiric, and the remaining 4 feet are I am, you see. It is within, below, without, above. Most powerful single sentence line. It is a mantra. It is a mantra. What is that it? That ladder. In the context here, that ladder. That universal ladder, that mountain chariot, that hierarchy of planes, that is within, below, without, above, everywhere. See. Acting upon this visible nature scheme. Well, this is what we are seeing, able to see. It wakens our earth matter's heavy dose. Now, it is our earth matter, his context is our context. To think and feel and to react to joy. See, that is why we are able to make a progress now. Because that thing is present, it is acting in us, in nature's scheme. It wakens our earth matter's heavy dose. You see, earth matter, yeah, we are fully laden with earth matter, which is dull, inert, not able to respond to things in ways of irresponsible. To think and feel and to react to joy. To think, mind. To feel, heart. React, physical. To joy, this is what I say. It models in us our diviner part. So, what models? Our thinking, our feeling, our reaction to joy, the body's reaction to joy, response to joy, the aspect of feeling, thing, it models in us our diviner part. Yeah, well, that is what is happening constantly, diviner part. See, that is how we are growing. They are there for that purpose. See, he has already said that it is within above, that hierarchy is cosmic, but that is also present within the individual. And how do that individuals, that hierarchy in the individual work? It works that we awaken. It models in us our diviner parts. Mind's divinity, heart's divinity, the body's divinity, they have to come out, you see. Lifts mortal mind into a greater air. Mortal mind into a greater air. Makes yearn this life of flesh to intangible aim. Laying the body's death with immortality is called. Laying the body's death with immortality is called. Body's death with immortality is called. See, that is the whole purpose. See, we saw last time, you have seen that, perhaps you have read that thing also. Mortal frailty. It is the body's frailty which invites death. The phrase is, it is the body's frailty which invites death. In other words, body is weak, but that does not mean that it should always remain weak. As long as that frailty is there in the body, death is bound to be present there, you see. But that does not mean that the frailty cannot go away. That weakness has to disappear. How can that weakness disappear? By yoga, by sadhana, by bringing down the divine Shakti in the physical, bringing down the divine light and power in the physical. Then that frailty of the body can go away. And then in that case, body's frailty will not be able to divide, will not be there, and there is no question of inviting death then. You become without death, you see. See, about this mortal frailty, there are three occurrences in Savitri, as I said, you see. The first appears right in the second canto of Savitri. Accustomed to the eternal and the true. Savitri is accustomed to the eternal and true because she has come from there. Her being conscious of its divine forms. Yes, whole being is conscious that she has come from the divine. You see. Ask not from mortal frailty, pains relief. She is suffering. Her husband is going to die, but she is about to succumb to that. Ask not from mortal frailty, that is the weakness, mortal's weakness, pains relief. Patch not with failure, bargain, or compromise. Savitri is firm in her. Then the second appearance is important here. The heaven hand, this is what we did last time actually. The heaven hand that invade our earthly lives, the heaven hands that invade our earthly lives, the divine imaginations dreamed by hell, which, if enacted and experienced here, our dull capacities soon would cease to feel, or our mortal frailty could not long endure. Once you are able to see that thing, was set in the sublime proportions there. This is what happens in the case of Ashwapati now, you see. That mortal frailty is no more there in him. See. And then to eternal light and knowledge meant to rise. Knowledge and knowledge, light meant to rise. Up from man's bare beginning is our climb. Out of the earth's heavy smallness we must spring. We must search our nature with spiritual fire. We must search our nature with spiritual fire. It is Agni who should be used to kindle all the elements in us. Spiritual fire. And insect crawl preludes our glorious flight. Yes, today we are crawling like an insect, but then our flight is going to be very high, high, high. Our human state cradles the future God. Our human fate cradles the future God. It is there, that promise is there. Our mortal frailty and immortal foes. Yes, today you are mortal, frail in all that thing, but that need not be always so. Immortal force is bound to be present there, you see. Assured, you see, Ashwapati has gone down into the depths of night. He has descended into the depths of night. He has seen the world of falsehood and ignorance. All those things, you see, down below in the night. He had an assignation with the night, and now he is coming out of that thing, and he is in the eternal day, the life paradise. He is in the day of life paradise, assured of the bliss for which all forms were made. In that life paradise, everything is assured for which the forms were made, unmoved by fear and grief and the shocks of pain, and unalarmed by the breath of fleeting time, and unbesieged by adverse circumstances, it breathes in a sweet, secure, unguarded ease, free from our body's frailty. That is the most important. Free from our body's frailty, inviting death. So what invites death in us? Body's frailty. Body's frailty is what invites death, you see. Free. So Ashwapati is now free from body's frailty. He has become very strong there, inviting death, far from our danger of stumbling will. Now, free from body. This is a very deep phrase, occult phrase, you see. I mean, she want to kind of casually mention that thing here and there like that, you see. But see the deep sense, the occult content which are present in it, you see. From our body's frailty, inviting death. It is body's frailty. Now, as I told you earlier, it is, see, you are seeing the fire, you are afraid of touching the fire. You kind of recoil from it. Pain is there, you recoil from pain. Falsehood is there, recoil from falsehood. That is the frailty. But behind pain, there is the presence of bliss. Behind falsehood, there is the presence of truth. Behind life, behind death, there is the presence of life. See. We are not able to cross that limit and touch life and truth in our body, because there is a kind of frailty in us. Body has not yet been made ready to go to that extent at all. Enough tapasya has not been done in the physical. Yoga has not been done in the physical. Therefore, body is frail. The body is frail because no tapasya has been done in the physical at all, you see. Until now, no tapasya was done. What the Rigveda says, the body is atapta tanu. Tanu means body. Atapta, which has not been kindled with fire. Atapta tanu. Where no tapasya has been done, atapta tanu. That is the body. That has, in other words, that is how the body was neglected all along. And if the body is without that kind of a tapas, samarthya, power and force in the physical, then it can overcome death, you see. Now that is the possibility which is present in the body, but we are recoiling from that possibility. We are not able to put effort in it at all, you see. We are kind of afraid of plunging into that thing. Go into pain, go into death and see what is behind them. That we are not able to do at all, you see. That is the recoil, that is the jugupsa. You recoil back from that thing, you see. So this body's frailty inviting death is a sign of that thing. In other words, it is a clear indication that no yoga tapasya has been done in the physical, and actually the yoga tapasya and the physical has started now. Started from 29th February 1956 onward, when the supramental descended in the physical. Its light and force entered into the subtle physical of the earth. The yoga tapasya of the physical has started. Mother's yoga began with that. So the beginning of this removal of frailty, body's frailty, is marked by that event, 29th February 1956, you see. Of course, for that, the ground was prepared by Sri Aurobindo himself. But then it happened on that particular day. And now the body can discard its frailty, can become strong, can hold the divine force and light in it. If it can hold the divine force and light in it, there is no question of death being present there, you see.